Here we have a question to sketch a quadratic, and this is already in a form of a turning point. It's like if you want to know where across the y-axis, the y-intercept is when x equals 0. So if you substitute 0 in here, you get 0, take away 2, plus 3. Careful here, 2 squared, negative 2 squared is 4. So you're going to get 2 squared is 4. You're going to get 7, which is just too high. Okay, well let's make this a little bit higher. 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So we're going to cross the y-axis here. That's 7. But it's saying that the turning point, you can see the turning point. It goes to the right 2 and up 3. So that's the up 3, and that, because it's a minus, you have to go to the right 2. So y equals x squared is simply on the origin. It turns at 0, 0. But when you have an x minus 2 squared, then it means it's turning at 2, 0. And when you have y equals x minus 2 squared plus 3, then it's going to turn at 2, 3. So it's going to turn 2, 3. It's going to turn here. So it's going to come down, turn there, and then if it's taken 2 to get to there from 7, then 2 more, it's going to be at 7 again. So by 4, 7, it's going to be back here at the same level. So if you know it's crossing at 0, 7, then we know it's going to be crossing through 2, 3, turning point, and then across 2, it's up to 7 again. By the way, this is the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry is the line, because it's a vertical line, is the line called x equals 2. X equals 2 line, not x equals 2, just the number 2. It's the whole line, x equals 2. So I'll put a vertical line there. Remember the x-axis is the y equals 0 line. So that's the y equals 0 line. The y-axis is the x equals 0 line. Just like this is the x equals 2 line. And then you can have lots of vertical lines, lots of x equals lines. Horizontal lines are y equals, y equals, y equals lines. Like this line that goes through here is the y equals 0 line. Sorry, the y equals 3 line. Yep. All right. I think that will do for that question. But oh, look, while I'm here, I'm going to just extend and talk about one other type of graph, and that is if it said if it had a minus in front of it. Okay, a negative means it's still, like if you put a 0 in there for the y-intercept, you're going to get, put 0 minus 2, you get negative 2. Negative 2, that would be like this. Negative 2 squared is 4. Negative 4 plus 3 is equal to negative 1. And it's going to cross here. Because of that negative, the negative x squared, y equals negative squared, looks like this. Y equals positive x squared, looks like that. All right, y equals positive x squared. It's like a happy graph. Y equals negative x squared is a negative sad graph. And so just make sure you're still going to be turning at 2, 3. It's just that it's going to be like it's going to look like that instead. It's going to be... All right, so that's what this graph would look like. Y equals negative x minus 2 squared plus 3. So just remember, if you see a negative in there, it's still going to be turning at 2, 3. It's just that your y-axis will change because it's 0. Substitute a 0 here, you get 4, but then you got it's negative 4. So you square the negative 2 first, then you negative that to be negative 4 plus 3 to be negative 1. And then you'll have 2 reference points, turning point, and then you have a third reference point because it's the symmetrical, still the same axis of symmetry. Okay, cheers.